So this is what day? This is Monday the 9th. I believe I took a position on Tesla. Let's fast forward and play this. I think I was trading the same names I've been trading, Tesla and Nvidia. Right now, the action is starting to get muted on Tesla. It might not be a regular play anymore for a while. You can just intraday short Tesla stock and it was a successful trade. That might not be the case. And right now, Tesla's not having that movement anymore. Nvidia still might be a good play. Baba was a good play for a while, which is why it's still in my watch list. You can see I missed the initial entry in Tesla. Right now, I'm making an attempt on buying Nvidia because right now, if you follow these candles, it seems like the stock is trying to kind of bottom intraday. Well, okay, I take that back. It's kind of wicking around, but we're early on in the day still. Looks like I took a trade on Nvidia that has failed and a trade on Tesla that is sort of successful, but not enough to make up for the loss. I'm still trying to figure out what direction the market's going. A lot of people don't like trading the first 5 minutes. And for the most part, I don't necessarily agree with going in huge size the first 5 minutes, but usually around this time is a good time to start trying to figure out market direction, although it can change very quickly. So I took a few long positions on Tesla. Well, I'm trying to size up this week. I've proven that I've had edge now for 2 months, but I've been trading super, super small for about 2 months. A, I haven't been day trading nearly as much. But B, I feel like this is one of the hardest day trading markets I've ever traded in, and I've been trading for 14 years. It looked like Nvidia and Tesla were looking to break out here, although Nvidia is basically at the point where it kind of broke down before, the same level. So this is what I'm watching for, which is why I took off the size right here. And now that it's kind of trying to break out again, I've been re-adding size to both Nvidia and Tesla. That's why you saw me come off and come back in. I now feel like it's strong enough to kind of move past this mark. We'll see how it goes. And plus, obviously, I have SPY on the bottom right. Let me move this out of the way. I have SPY on the bottom right. Kind of just, so kind of gauging the health of the overall market. Looks like with SPY moving up, remember, SPY gives us the health of the overall S&P, what other, if people are buying the overall market, selling the overall market, what direction the overall market was moving. That's why I went in with all these shares. And then I bought 50 shares of Baba. I thought Baba was going to kind of continue its trend. And just so you guys know, I've been picking these trades, Nvidia, Tesla, Baba, because these were trending. Tesla, I'm kind of betting at some point it is going to get a bounce trade. I am not saying it's a good buy at this price, but I think there could be a potential bounce trade at some point, which is why I'm keeping an eye on it on a daily basis. And Nvidia bounced pretty hard, but Nvidia is now at a point where I think it can easily drop again. So that's kind of the main reason I'm watching both Tesla and Nvidia. A lot of action. Nvidia has already bounced a lot. It might actually start correcting again. Tesla still might bounce even further because it really hasn't had its bounce yet after a huge sell-off. Hence why I picked the names. I had a few other trades. I don't think it's really worth going over the rest of the day. I don't even remember what I finished. I was up like $500 or so by the end of the day. On Tuesday, I did kind of the exact opposite. I started shorting a whole bunch of stocks today. Shorting. And then right here, it looked like the market was trying to bottom here. Keep in mind, once again, following the S&P here, following Nvidia. Nvidia's failing to break lower. This wick is enough to kind of show me that maybe it's going to try to bottom. And with the overall market seeming like it's going to bottom, always keep SPY chart or S&P futures or something like that. It was a point where I was willing to take a few buys, just kind of stab and see whether or not the market bounces. So right here we start to see that the market is trying to bounce. Oh no, maybe I was wrong. Well, I got out of all those trades very quickly because there was a potential breakdown. I like how nimbly I'm playing things out right now. I'm a lot more nimble. Yeah, do I miss larger moves? Yes. But I also have significantly fewer losing days altogether as a result of being so nimble. Finally, on the bounce, we have 200 shares of Nvidia, 100 shares of Tesla. Yeah, so as the market is rallying, I'm adding a little bit more size. I bought some Microsoft, but now it looks like it's correcting again or trying to correct again. I took off a little bit of Nvidia. I added to Microsoft. Nvidia was starting to look a little bit weak, like it didn't want to rally any further. I added to Microsoft, Amazon, Google. The FANG names were looking really strong this whole week, which is why I added them to my watch list, which is why I bought some Microsoft here. And then what ends up happening is the whole market kind of does this deceptive rally. And if I'm being honest, okay, look, I was on the beneficiary side of this, but this is why I'm trying to play my cards super nimbly compared to before, because it literally, if this was 2 years back or 3 years back, I would have said this was a trade that was going to fail, or this was, these trades, like SPY, I felt like it was going to potentially fail right here. Nvidia was potentially going to fail right here. Microsoft looks like it was going to get toppy, but it just kind of broke out in a very quick manner. Like Nvidia went from 157 to 158, like in like 1 2-minute candle. Like it was a pretty large jump. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm trying to be super, super nimble with all my trading. I think I finished this day up basically the same amount. I took all my shares off. Like I had a bunch of small trades here. I took them all off and kind of left it alone because I was worried about a wick back down lower that could occur. And I just didn't want to trade. It was already 10:20 at this time. You can see the time on the top left. Keep in mind I'm Pacific time. But it was already 10:20. Market action typically dies around 10:30 for most days, where it's easy to make money as a day trader. I don't day trade past 10:30. Eventually, I'll start doing the afternoon sessions a little bit more, but I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things again. This day, I mounted a pretty nice comeback. I was stuck a lot of money at one point. Mounted a pretty good comeback. And my comeback came from Apple stock. I'm getting kind of beat up. I am misguessing so many directional trades in the market. I keep misguessing it by the second. I try not to let the trades play out. If I get into the trade and it's losing money, I try to cut it right away now. And that's kind of what I've been doing. You can kind of see how many trades I have on the top left, right? Where I'm like, I'm in the trade, it's going wrong. I either cut it or try to change direction, but I'm already down quite a bit of money. But as the market finally starts to rally and I'm ready to go in with size, it's 10 a.m. The market's been open. Keep in mind I'm Pacific time, so it's like it's 10 a.m. basically at 9:56. I'm already down $600 or $700 pretty quickly. But one of the things that I've been doing is I haven't really been sizing up yet. And that's because I'm just trying to figure out where the market's going. Obviously, I'm misguiding a lot of my trades. I'm mistrading a lot. But now it finally looks like the market is sort of bottoming or trying to bottom. So at this point in time, I decided to go in with tremendous, well, not tremendous. I make it seem like it's a lot of size, but now I am debating whether to go in with size or not. The market doesn't seem to be falling any lower, and you can tell by the level twos the way they're stacking right now with a stock like Nvidia, with a stock like Apple, where the bids just and the asks just keep going higher. You can kind of gauge that here that, hey, maybe the market wants to bottom. So right then and there, I place an order. I add a little bit more size to Nvidia. I don't think the Nvidia was the best stock to add size to in retrospect. I should have stuck with some of the FANG names, whether it's Apple or something like that. I immediately take off the 200 shares. It's already kind of failing right here, and I don't want to hold it. I want to grab another stock that is maybe moving up with the market right now, because the market seems like it wants to bottom. Nvidia's not catching the action. And that's one of the things I've been working on myself, and which is, hey, this stock isn't moving. Even if I sell it at a loss, just sell it at a loss and try to find another stock that's moving. Unfortunately for me, Nvidia finally ends up moving quite a bit, but that's okay. I'm targeting a much more easier grab here on Apple because I think if Apple breaks above or close to 133, it's going to make a slight run. It's going to be an easy score for about 20 to 30 cents. So that's what I'm paying attention to if this thing breaks. This time I'm ready to go in with max size, and that's ultimately what I do. I think I placed the order right here because Apple is looking like it wants to stack some bids right now. Okay, I lied. It looks like it's failing. So what did I end up doing? Oh, I took another short position. I'm still keeping track of Apple, but looks like I made an attempt at maybe thinking the market was going to be another good short again. Keep in mind, once again, I'm off sides, and now I see it rally. I take off my 2 short positions, still keeping track of Apple, which is what I think is the easy trade that I can go in with size. Of all the other trades, Apple's easy because I feel like as it gets close to this 133, it's going to be an easy push higher. And that's kind of what happens. I take off the entire trade after adding in size. Now, I could have kept the trade longer, and in retrospect, I wish I hung on to maybe 100 shares. I could have maybe made another $50 or something. But yeah, that was it for me on that trade. And that's kind of the key thing that I've been really trying to practice on. Don't throw out the big $100,000, $150,000 positions on until you know that, hey, for the next like 20 to 30 seconds, that movement is probably going to be higher. And there's a very good chance I can both get in and out within those 20, 30 seconds. It takes a little bit of time to spot these opportunities. But if we go back and we see it again, you can kind of see it's made it an attempt to break out, then it failed, it's trying to go back down. This time, you can go in with a pretty convicting size when it's rallying this strong that, hey, I think this is going to make a run higher this time. So anyway, that's why I took the action. That's why I took the spot. Also, if the market reverses right around the 950, 955 to about 1020 mark is what you want to pay attention to timing wise. And yeah, remember on Pacific time, it's about 1010 right now. Anyway, that's the key trade I want to talk about that day. I want to talk about a day that I've really failed. On Friday, I'll be honest with you guys, there was something on my mind Friday morning. I really shouldn't have been trading. So it looks like the SPY had gapped down on Friday. This was on Friday. I've already feel like I've accounted for this by dropping size. In the very beginning of the day, I accidentally had an extra order in Nvidia. Sometimes these little things just set me off. I accidentally hit the sell button twice. You can kind of see it. I'm looking for my next trade. I think what is happening right now, and this happens a lot of times with sell-off days, it rallies right before open, and then right into open, we have another drop back down. So I'm actually looking for another short. Coin is another stock that's on my list of short. I went in with what I thought was relatively small size, $15,000. My Nvidia trade's roughly the same size. So we're still pretty early on, and maybe I shouldn't have been trading. It's the first 5 minutes, whatever. I get all that, but my golly gosh, I'm already down like $500. So that kind of sucks, and it just has an epic rally. Kind of catches me off guard with the speed of how this rallies. 2 minutes later, it's at 47. That's an insane wickback. Sometimes wickbacks just totally throw off my entire trading. You don't expect to be down like $500 in 2 minutes or 3 minutes when you're only taking $15,000 worth of a trade. Look at SPY. You can kind of see by SPY it's trying to break out, but then it just immediately wicks back. So I was thinking Coin was going to do something similar. Now Coin has collapsed. I feel really bad for Coin investors, which is probably why it had such a violent rally that it did. I did not cut the trade like I was expecting to. I added size, and very quickly I am giving back a lot of money that I made on the week. Keep in mind, while this is happening, the SPY still looks weak. So I'm still like, okay, I think coin is going to drop here. I think Nvidia is going to drop here. And I think that was just like a market wick back. But sometimes the market just rallies on without you. And I think I finished the day down $1,829, which is really freaking disgusting, and it sucked. By 10 o'clock, I basically was done. I had pretty much wrapped up trading, being done $1,829. And the key thing I kind of want to mention here is you just got to be disciplined.
You lack discipline.
I probably should have cut them much quicker than I did, those trades. Maybe I could have swung long. That's sometimes very hard to do when the market is down so much, or it's open down so low. But I really want to try to keep nimble. I'm grinding slightly larger than I was the last video that we made. Before I grind even larger than this, where by grind larger, I mean with larger size trades. I want to make sure I don't have any slip ups like I had on Friday. So prior to Friday, I had made about $2,300 from Monday through Thursday. On Friday, I had given back $1,830. So I can't survive on $430 a week. So I got to trade better. And I'm going to continue to improve and make adjustments and hopefully once again start trading in much larger size. Anyway, I've noticed I do trade very bad when the market does gap down. I feel like I've never adjusted for that well. Those are the days that I tend to perform the worst, when the market opens down a lot. And that's something I'll keep in mind and maybe size down even lower on those days. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. I'm going to probably try to do these as often as I can, hopefully weekly. And hopefully we can all learn and improve together as I try to increase size and reduce mistakes in my trading. That's all from me. Thanks for joining. I'll see you all next week.
I just want the money, 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 money.